One of Martin Luther King's iconic speeches, "I Have a Dream," calls for equality and freedom, principles that still carry on to this day. MLK's powerful dream has ended segregation and still impacts civil rights movements in the present. His dream has echoed decades after the civil rights movement, leaving a legacy for other notable figures who still live out his dream.
So one of the things that he talked about in that speech was he wanted people to be judged by the content of their character, and that's how I want to be judged. So I feel it's important for me to judge other people the same way, by who they are and their actions and their deeds, rather than other factors that they can't control.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream influences me because I'm a history teacher. And history is essential to understanding where we've been, where we're going, and it's my way of teaching the truth, telling the truth, revealing untold stories about history that students don't always know, and doing my part to make our society a better place, just one lesson at a time, one kid at a time, one school year at a time, helping kids discover what they are passionate about, what they believe in, and how history helps them figure out what they're going to do next.
MLK's dream influences me to want more for myself. I want to be a heart surgeon, but I'm Black and a woman, and typically those in combination do not equate towards a good job as a surgeon. And so personally, I want to pursue my dreams so that my children don't have to worry if their dreams are obtainable due to their skin color.
I think a lot more people now kind of follow his ideals than when he gave the speech, but I know that we have a long way to go with that. And so I think it's important for people to remember what he actually said and to follow through on that. It's not enough just to read the speech, but we have to actually take action on the things that he wanted for his society.
When I think about MLK as a leader and as an inspirational leader to civil rights, I see him as part of a long legacy that started long before he was born and continues even now, long after. So when I think about his role in that legacy and how important it is to continue to pass the baton, I think back to the abolitionists who were women that started that movement. I think back to the strong women like Ida B. Wells that started the anti-lynching movement in the early 1900s all the way through the 1960s. And I think of how that baton was passed on to people like Martin Luther King Jr. And then today, how the Black Lives Matter movement is also being led by strong Black women in our society. So I see him as an important leader that is a part of a larger legacy. And now it's our responsibility to continue, pass the baton, keep the information moving, keep the action moving forward.
Don't get me wrong, I do think that we have progressed as a society since MLK, but I don't think that we've come far enough. I do live in a white city and I have white friends, and I go to a predominantly white school, and that does come with a lot of privilege. But the thing is, MLK talked in one of his speeches, or in his I Have a Dream speech, about wanting true freedom and wanting us to have freedom. And I don't think until being Black doesn't come with a negative connotation that we can truly be free.
We do that through listening to what he said and following through on his words. When he says, for example, that he wanted people to be judged by the content of their own character, that's what we have to do as a society. He talked a lot about different groups of people with different ideas sitting together and working together, and I think as a society we have to do more of that. We have to be willing to listen to other people and to essentially sit at the same table with them, break bread with them, and then follow through on it. It's not enough just to listen, but we have to be able to be willing to help those in need and help other people understand our point of view. And I think if as a community we can do that, then I think we're going to go a long way.
We can help keep the dream alive in our community by first knowing our history, learning about where we come from so that we know where we're going to be going. But I truly believe in youth and in children and in society growing because of the passion of young people, right? You take dedicated, educated young people, combine that with their passion, and that's when you see real change. That's how you see things move forward. It's not always about one person. As great as MLK is as a leader, there were thousands of people who supported his beliefs and those notions on their own to move those things forward. And that's what we need, is to know our history, combine that with our passion to make real change in our community for the future.
I think by acknowledging the privileges that every person possesses, because like even though I am Black, I am lighter skinned, and so I have to acknowledge that privilege that comes with that. And I also think by recognizing what the progress that we have made, but what is still to be like worked on and improved upon, and listening to the voices of people who are affected by the issues.
Until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. They told us we wouldn't get here. There were those who said that we would get here only over their dead bodies. Well, talk. All the world today knows that we are here and we are standing before the forces of power in the state of Alabama saying we ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning